everyone, my name is Anna and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make flan. I love flan, my dad loves flan, and that is the reason I am going to be making this recipe today because his birthday is actually tomorrow and he has requested a flan and I was like, what better reason than to record it? So that's what I'm going to do today. People are a little you could say afraid of making flan. They think it's difficult. It's really not. It's very, very simple and you're gonna see it here. You only need a few ingredients, as you can see, and you are absolutely going to love it. And I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need and we're gonna get started. Okay, so for the actual custard, you're going to need a can of evaporated milk, a can of condensed milk, 4 eggs, and vanilla extract. That's all you're going to need. And now for the caramel, you're actually going to need sugar and water. Very simple. I'm going to show you how to make the custard first and then we're gonna go ahead and make the caramel. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the custard, and it's very simple. I'm gonna be making it in the blender. You can do it just with a whisk, but I find that the blender does give you the best consistency. You don't have pieces of eggs, and if you do make it with a whisk, you know, in a little bowl, mixing everything together, make sure you strain it because you don't want pieces of eggs in your flan. That's a absolutely no. So I find that the blender is the easiest way to make it. So that's how I personally like to make it. We're gonna be adding our condensed milk. All of it. Let me get a spoon to help me. You want to use all of it. Don't leave anything in there. So make sure you grab a spoon to help you. There we go. Just lying. There is a little bit in there, but that's for me because I love condensed milk. That's liquid gold. Okay. A can of evaporated milk. We are going to add our 4 eggs. And last but not least, vanilla. And I'm just shaking it up since this is homemade vanilla. I really want to get all those little, what are they called? Like the vanilla beans in my custard. Okay, that's about a tablespoon of vanilla. Gonna put the lid on and we're just gonna blend. There we go. Okay, this should be done. It took about like 30 seconds. And before I forget, which I always do, make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So now my custard is done. And I'm going to show you how to make the caramel mixture in a small saucepan. I'm going to turn the heat up to medium. You want to cook this on medium heat. I'm going to add my sugar and I'm going to add my water. You can mix it around, but do not use a spatula. Do not try to mix it. Do not try to stir with a spatula or something like that because it will crystallize and you won't have the caramel you need. So I'm just gonna let this cook for about 2 minutes. It's gonna start turning a bit yellowish and golden, and what you want is to get a very nice and amber color without it being too dark. Otherwise the top of your custard is going to be really dark and we don't want that. So you can see it's starting to bubble up and I'm going to show you what it looks like when we're almost there. It's very important. Don't move anywhere. You have to stay close to this, otherwise it will burn in a second. So I don't know if you are able to tell right away, but our caramel is starting to get a bit golden around the edges. So that is what we are looking for. Want it to get really nice and golden brown. See if you guys can see it a little better. This is only going to take like 1 or 2 more minutes. So you can see Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Oh yeah, that's nice. Just let that cook for a little tiny more. I think that's about right for me. I'm gonna remove it from the heat and we're gonna be pouring it on our pan. So our caramel is done and I'm just gonna pour it all over my pan. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful color. And be careful because this part, it can get a little hot, but you just want to move it around. Just like so. Caramel, it's going to start to thicken up and really set. As you can see, my caramel, it's ready, doesn't move anymore, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Another thing I was going to mention, if you don't want to make the caramel, which you definitely should, like definitely, they also sell like Flan caramel at the store, but it does not taste the same. It has this really weird synthetic taste. Like it just tastes fake. I personally don't like it. I know there's people that like it, but caramel, it's very simple and you're gonna have a great tasting caramel. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna be adding our custard mixture into the pan. Just like so. I do have a little bit left over because this is not the pan that I use for the flan. So I do have a little tiny bit left over, and now we're going to use foil to cover. So you want to cover this very nicely. So I'm actually going to be cooking this in a baño Maria, which is just, you get a pan that's kind of big enough for your smaller one to fit, and you're going to be adding hot water to this. So I'm going to go get my water, I'm going to fill it up, I'm going to place this in here, and then I'm going to bake this for 1 hour. So let me do all of that and I'll be right back. I have my pan, very, very hot water. I'm just gonna be adding it. You need boiling water pretty much, but my tap water comes out very hot. So that is what I use. And then you're just going to place this inside. I actually don't have one that fits none of my round pans, but as long as it covers half of the pan in which you are making the flan, you're good to go. You don't need it to submerge it inside. I find that this works perfectly. I'm gonna pop this in the oven for 1 hour and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like. When your flan comes out of the oven, all you want to do is remove the foil, just like so. Insert a paring knife. If it comes out clean, it means that your flan is completely cooked. So this is actually a flan that I made yesterday because I'm making 2 flans for my dad's birthday, and it is not the same flan, but I'm gonna show you how it comes out, and I figured it would be perfect. All you're gonna need is a surface to put it because we are going to invert it, but make sure it's not completely flat, because you don't want the caramel to run everywhere. And what I'm doing is I'm running a paring knife along the edges because we just want the flan to come out of it beautifully. Here we go. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Okay. This is the moment of truth. We are going to be placing this right in the middle, and now we're just going to flip. One quick motion, don't be scared. Flip, boom, boom. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh yes. Oh, I can see all the caramel. Okay, you might need to tap it a little. And oh my God. Can you guys just look at this flan? Okay, let's put this aside. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? If you guys tell me this flan is not perfect, we're gonna have problems. Just saying. I like mine with a lot of caramel because I like to drizzle a bit of caramel over when I serve this on each piece. I want you guys to really see it. Look at that. Tell me that's not perfect. If you follow my steps, you're gonna have a perfect flan every single time. I forgot to say this part. I don't know why, but once your flan is out of the oven, you cannot eat it right then and there. You have to let it set minimum 4 hours. I let mine set overnight. Otherwise, when you flip it, it's going to break apart. It's going to be very soft and it's not good. You do need to let it set. Like I said, minimum 4 hours. Overnight's best, but this is not one of those desserts that you can make and then, you know, take it somewhere or eat it right away. So with that being said, let's cut a piece. Okay, go ahead and, oh my God, you guys look at that. I'm not sure you're gonna get my spoon. There we go. Oops. Okay. Let me put this aside. So I'm bringing the flan to you guys because I want to show you what a good flan is supposed to look like. Look at that beautiful caramel color on top, and it is so nice and creamy. This flan is definitely outstanding. It doesn't taste eggy. I've tasted flans before where they put way too many eggs and it's just eggy. This is the perfect amount of eggs. It's going to give you a really nice and firm flan without it being too wobbly and, you know, like kind of like falls apart if you don't have enough eggs. But at the same time, you don't have too many eggs that it's going to be really eggy and just, no. This is amazing. It's crazy. So this flan, as you can see, it's really nice and creamy and it has tons of caramel and it is just delightful. It is wonderful. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. Bye bye.